8+ years have passed since this game got released, but with no doubt in my mind, it has to be one of the favorites Battlefield of all the Battlefield fans. Ladies and gents, I give to you.
Satellite scan. Camera deployed. Link establishing. Satellite coming down in 3, 2, 1. Contact!
谁来了？谁？在行动！ Reload! Hit him here! Get some! Come on and get some! 谁来了？没办法，不要动人。I'm locked on it. 找人开火。Stand down. Watch out. Tank, heads up. I need backup.跟我来，士兵们！寻求增援，完毕。我站住！Outpost is being overrun. Artillery firing.
The legendary Battlefield 2. It has to be one of the most loved Battlefield games there ever is, and possibly there'll ever be. It just was such a huge improvement over 1942. Everything they introduced, the tanks, the jets, the AA guns, the vehicles, the squads, the commander mode. There were even a battle recorder back in those days when there was really nothing for you to kind of record your gameplay with. It was so hard for you to record gameplay back in those days, but they actually had a battle recorder. All you had to do is connect to a server that allowed you to record your gameplay, and it was stored there so you could just go and watch it. It was just absolutely amazing when it first came out, and I remember watching the E3 trailer for the game, and the little slow-mo, that vehicle when it actually goes a little bit slow-mo. Even though the vehicles in Battlefield 2, it always felt like they made of paper. But the vehicle slow-mo, it was just absolutely amazing how everything worked. Yes, Battlefield 2 had so many things that you'll never forget, but the one things that you'll, well, should I say, not the one, the many things that you'll not forget is the enemy spotted, enemy spotted, enemy spotted, enemy spotted, enemy spotted. It went on forever. You literally had to join a different server that had that disabled. Otherwise, that would have killed complete your gameplay. You would have just killed it. You just could not play. The grenade spam, the claymores. God, if I remember back in those days how it used to be, you'd think, how the hell did we play this game and we loved it so much? But I think that's what made the game fun, and it was just absolutely amazing. Now, some of you guys may remember some of the new maps if you've not played Battlefield 2 back in the day when it first got released, and I understand that that's a few years ago, so maybe some of you are 17 or something like that. You're probably a bit 9 or 10 back in those days when the game got released. But if you're a little bit younger than that, then probably you would have not picked up Battlefield 2 when you were 3 or something like that. But you may remember some of the new maps that you're playing today in Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. The first map, if you didn't realize what that map was, it was Strike at Karkand. And this map, it'll give you back some memories from Battlefield 3. You should remember this map as there's not that many changes from the old Battlefield 2, you should be able to tell quickly what this map is. If I go back to Battlefield 2, where all the vehicles were made out of paper and everybody roadkilled you, and the claymores, you just walk on top of a friendly claymore, it'd be 5 meters away, but it still blew up and it killed you. And just how everything was, I mean, vehicles were so bad back in those days that it's just unbelievable how bad they were. But still, it has to be one of those games that you just, if you've played it back in those days when it first came out, you could not but love it, because there was just nothing like it. It was just completely new and completely different to whatever happened in 1942. We got a little bit of a taste of what we can do in 1942, but in Battlefield 2, when it come down to really good teamwork, if you really had a good commander, he could turn the tide of battle for you. And the great maps they introduced back in those days, Striker Karkan, Sharkey Peninsula, this, Gulf of Oman, you had Wake Island, you had so many of the maps that you're still seeing today and we're still playing today. Obviously they've been reimagined and reinvented and redesigned a little bit, reshaped a little bit, but overall it's still the same idea and the same great maps that we had a lot of fun back in those days. And that's what made Battlefield 2 the legend that it is. A lot of people that played Battlefield 2 in the later years never really got the same experience as it was back in those days, because you've experienced different games and you experienced different style of gameplay and better graphics and better things and stuff like that. But if you've played the game when it first came out, or you picked it up maybe a year after or something like that, even in 2009, 4 years after the game got released, DICE was still making new content for this game. They added the version 1.50, which I think it was September 2009, and they added more content for this game. They added Euroforce, Armored Fury Booster Pack. They also added a couple of more maps, which was Operation Blue Pearl and Highway Tampa. How about servers? Can I still join the game online just out of Battlefield 2 launcher? And no, you can no longer do that. GameSpy has completely shut down the ability for you to play multiplayer. You can play single player versus the bots and remember some of the old maps, but that's pretty much it. If you want to play online, you need to visit a few websites, download a new launcher, create yourself a new online ID, but you can still play Battlefield 2 and enjoy it. Servers, yes, there is a couple, not as many, but you can still get a good game in Battlefield 2. There's also a mod for the game, which is Project Reality, which is basically Battlefield 2 meets Arma 2. If you want to play that, it's also available for you to play and try, but that's pretty much it for Battlefield 2. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.